The small village sat quietly between wide green fields and dusty country roads. Wooden houses stood beside old barns, and the sound of birds filled the morning air. Life there was simple. People woke up with the sunrise, worked hard in their farms, and gathered in the evening to talk about the day. In this peaceful village lived a young farmer named Daniel. Daniel was known as the hardest working man in the village. Every morning before the sun rose, he walked to his small field, carrying his tools on his shoulder. His hands were rough from years of labor, but his heart was kind and patient. After his father passed away, Daniel had taken the responsibility of caring for his old mother and their small farm. Life had never been easy for him. The crops were sometimes weak, the weather was unpredictable, and money was always tight. But Daniel never complained. Whenever something went wrong, he simply smiled and said, "Everything happens for a reason." One spring morning, a traveling trader passed through the village with several horses. Daniel had saved money for many months, and he finally bought a strong young horse to help him plow the fields. The villagers gathered around his farm to see the animal. "You are very lucky, Daniel," one farmer said. "This horse will make your life much easier." Daniel gently smiled and replied, "Maybe. Everything happens for a reason." But only a few days later, something unexpected happened. During the night, the horse broke through the wooden fence and ran away into the forest. When the villagers heard the news, they came to Daniel's house. "What terrible luck," they said. "You worked so hard to buy that horse, and now it is gone." Daniel calmly answered, "Maybe. Everything happens for a reason." A week later, something surprising happened. Early in the morning, Daniel heard hooves outside his farm. When he walked outside, he saw his horse had returned, and behind it were 3 wild horses from the forest. The villagers were shocked. "This is incredible," they said. "You are the luckiest man in the village." Daniel again smiled quietly and said, "Maybe. Everything happens for a reason." Daniel's young nephew Luke came to help train the new horses. Luke was energetic and brave, and he loved riding them across the open fields. But one afternoon, while trying to ride one of the wild horses, Luke fell badly and broke his leg. The villagers shook their heads with sadness. "This is terrible," they said. "Now Luke cannot walk for months, and he cannot help on the farm." Daniel helped Luke into the house and gently replied, "Maybe. Everything happens for a reason." A few weeks later, soldiers arrived in the village. A war had begun in the country, and they were taking every strong young man to join the army. Families cried as sons were taken away. When the soldiers saw Luke with his broken leg, they left him behind because he could not fight. For the first time, the villagers became quiet. They finally understood what Daniel had meant all along. What first looked like bad luck had actually protected Luke from being taken to war. That evening, as the sun slowly set behind the fields, Daniel sat outside his small house. The wind moved gently through the crops, and the village felt peaceful again. Daniel looked at the sky and whispered softly, "Sometimes life does not make sense in the moment, but time reveals why things happen." Lesson from the story. In life, we often judge events too quickly as good or bad, but the truth is that we cannot see the full picture. Sometimes what feels like a problem today may become the very reason something better happens tomorrow. Everything in life happens for a reason, even if we understand it only later. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring and emotional stories. Your support helps us bring more meaningful stories to you.